Time to give you all the honest truth about my drug use and why I stopped it and why it wasn't pretty. So in this video I want to take you along in how my drug use started, in how it developed further because it became quite much, and what the moment was for me to stop with it. So before I moved to Berlin, I did a few times ecstasy and I did a few times truffles, so I didn't have that much experience with it. In the Netherlands I didn't really go out anymore because I didn't really enjoy it. But once I got here, I got to experience the club life and I also got in touch with drugs. Hey, you, could you do me a favor and leave a like and subscribe? That would help me out a great deal. Thank you. And in the beginning it started off quite innocent. I went out one time a month, and even the drug use itself, I would only take what was sort of available. If I could either get it through a friend, later on, maybe one time a month I would order something for myself, and that would be either a gram of ketamine or a gram of speed. But the year before 2020 I started to go out heavily, and with that I also started to use more and more, which is normal because your brain needs more to enjoy the same feeling. But especially in the first year everything is quite overwhelming. To give you a perspective of how I work as a person, for me there is mostly no middle ground. So that even comes to either sport. If I sport, I do it quite extreme. If there is food available, like don't give me a bag of crisps because they're gonna be gone the same night. And even now with my food, like I only eat natural products, I don't eat sugar. I don't take any side steps from that. So once I started to go out more to Berghain, where it started off from just ordering once a month, it started to continue towards ordering once every week. And also the amounts just increased. Where I could first last 1 gram for a month, well, that was gone by the weekend. Especially in the beginning, the drug use wasn't really what I was enjoying from club life. Because at the start I was trying to make friends, I got external validation, because all of a sudden people were interested in me as a friend, in other things. And that made club life really fun. But after half a year, before 2020 even happened, I already noticed that I had to stop because things weren't hitting the same anymore. I needed to use more and more to get the same feeling. And 2020 happened, and of course the clubs closed and also my drug use just exploded. Because before I was only using drugs in the weekend in the club itself, but now the club wasn't open, so me and my friends, we started to use drugs at home. And once you start taking drugs at home so easily, you use more, you stay awake longer, you do it every weekend again. So nothing really changed there. And I continued that for 1.5 years basically. In this 1.5 years, it started first that I would just skip nights, but later on I just skipped several nights. So I would, for example, stay awake from Friday up until like either Sunday night or Monday morning. It sounds crazy, and hell no that I wouldn't do that now anymore, but I got accustomed to it. After 1.5 years, I just noticed that I wasn't mentally doing well. I was really done with myself, so the whole fun side of taking drugs, I just saw that it was gone. And that was for me also the moment to get myself outside of Berlin for a little bit. And that's why I moved away to Malta for a half year. In Malta it was really nice, but it took me I think 3 to 4 months to really calm down, because your brain has to get used to not taking drugs for a while. And that takes time, both physically but especially mentally. I noticed that especially in the beginning that my anxiety increases, but that was gladly gone after 3 months, and it also taught me a lot in how to handle my anxiety. Now I'm back in Berlin for over a year, and once I got back I was sort of debating with myself if I would again go out. I tried it 2 times and I was glad that I did, because the second time I went out was basically a confrontation of why I wouldn't go out anymore. I went to Berghain and then I met up with a friend. And at first it was fine. I remember that I only had some ecstasy with me, as I told myself that was enough. But then the friends of my friend came, they went to the toilet, and all of a sudden I got a realization that once they came back, my friend took way more than she did before when she was only with me. And all of a sudden I got the confrontation of sort of seeing myself from the years that I did go out, because she was quite pacified, and I just noticed how big of an influence it has on you. If you, for example, take Keita, you walk around sort of like an idiot, not being able to have normal conversations with people. And although I don't judge anyone for their drug use, because hey, it's their own life, I just noticed for myself that I didn't want that anymore. And having that confrontation was also for me the moment that I just decided, okay, it's time for me to go home. Afterwards, I went out 2 or 3 times and my drug use was just way less. And even the last few months, as I said, I went out with my birthday once more. And it was fun. It ended with a bad note, but it showed me that I currently don't feel like either doing drugs or being in that environment. I just see the plus sides of me being much more healthy, because also in Malta I noticed like I started training again, I started gaining weight again. I started to see it in my face that I was both happier and that I was more healthy. As I got the question of why I moved away, I wanted to make this video to give a little bit more insight of why I stopped going out, but especially of why I don't want to make videos about it anymore, and where I am currently in my life. I thought it would be nice to have this video as of sort of looking back and to move forward further. So yeah, the total truth about my drug use. It just became a lot. I don't have a middle ground and it currently just doesn't fit me. Then I hope you liked the video, and then there is nothing else to say than big hug, much love, and then I see you in the next one. Ciao ciao.